Okay, Commissioners, the next item is item number 14, the application for certificate of appropriateness, Borough of Manhattan, 990 Fifth Avenue, aka 1 East 80th Street, Metropolitan Museum Historic District, docket number 162089, block 1492, lot 1, neoclassical style apartment house designed by Rosario Candela and built in 1925 to 27. Application is to alter window openings and replace windows. This is zoned R10.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Caroline Kane Levy from the Preservation Department. The application that's before you is to alter lot line windows on the north facade of 990 Fifth Avenue. This is the current condition, and also seen in close here. And the proposed work is shown in this elevation. And Chris Kitterman from Deborah Burke Partners is here to explain the proposal further.
Hi. We are asking for replacement of north line lot windows at 990 Fifth Avenue. These are, as Carolyn pointed out, these are two existing photographs of the building. This is the view from the southwest corner of the building where no work is being proposed. This is a view from the northwest corner of the building, directly across the street from the Irish Historical Society, where you can see the proposed area of work here. The building was last renovated in 1980, and so our application for you is to basically remove and clean up the facade. In the previous renovation, a large glass block window had been installed, as well as kind of two other glass block windows. And then in three existing windows, the windows had actually been removed and exhaust grills for HVAC ventilation had been installed, which actually extend beyond the lot line. So our proposition is to basically clean this up as much as possible. And so using basically two ideas, the language of the existing windows in the apartment are kind of large casement with a fixed transom above. That becomes the language for the new intervention, which starts to kind of relate to the windows that are existing at the triplex above. But at the same time, we're trying to reestablish kind of lines of organization that were inherent to the original design. And so at the same time, by replacing this kind of large glass block window, we're reestablishing a kind of consistent sill height on the 11th floor, as well as a head height. This board here shows basically the existing conditions that we're dealing with, so you can appreciate the kind of variation of window types and styles. And so I think it's probably obvious why we're here to speak with you and ask to have these replaced with a unified solution.
Are there any questions? Any questions? All right, we'll take public testimony. Are there any speakers on this item? Yes, please come forward.
Michael Hall, Friends of the Upper East Side. At first glance, the proposal for 990 Fifth Avenue raised some red flags, notably replacing original 6/6 double-hung windows with steel frame casement windows. However, we found the impact on the elevation to be minimal. The view from the street is so oblique that the change will not be noticeable from the street. The building would, however, benefit from a master plan to govern the future installation of windows and ventilation openings. Friends supports the application. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more speakers on this item? Any speakers? All right, no other speakers. Concerns or comments? I think actually this is better than what was previously approved, and it's at least using some of the vocabulary. And the portions that you're going to infill with brick, are you going to make sure that it matches with the existing brick? I know there was a previous example which wasn't very good.
Exactly. So the brick specification that we have will match the existing kind of variation, as well as the kind of mortar color that's existing at the building.
Okay.
As well as, sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
with just the window sample is using a paint color that had been previously approved for another application. So we're using that as a kind of
Okay. Yes, Roberta?
I think that the issue of color of the brick is really important because there are patches that you're making under some of the windows that are going to be quite less than they are now. So you're confident that you're matching?
we are confident that we can do, that we can match the variation.
Yes.
Or will all be?
We can also request that they try to salvage as much as possible. They are enlarging one window, right?
Exactly.
So you could try
Right,
to
if they
reuse.
could use
Okay.
that brick.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay, all right. Very good. We did receive Community Board's recommendation in support of the project. Okay, we can close the hearing then. Okay, and Michael, would you like to read that?
Regarding 990 Fifth Avenue, also known as 1 East 80th Street, in the Metropolitan Museum Historic District, the application is to alter window openings and replace windows. I recommend approval, finding that the removal of the glass block infill from the masonry openings of the 10th and 11th floors of this visible secondary facade will eliminate features that detract from the architectural and historic character of the building and streetscape. That the reduction in height of the previously enlarged window opening at the 11th floor will help to decrease its inconsistency with the regular pattern of fenestration at this facade and the adjacent primary facade with which it is seen from public thoroughfares, that the enlargement in width of the second easternmost window opening at the 11th floor will increase its conformity with the shape and pattern of the existing windows on the facade, the replacement of the two historic 6/6 double-hung bronze-clad wood windows at the 10th floor is warranted by their deteriorated condition, that the proposed widening of the easternmost window at the 11th floor will be only minimally and obliquely visible from a public thoroughfare, that the proposed brick for the infill of the selected window openings at the 10th and 11th floors will match color, size, and texture of the and bonding pattern of the surrounding brick, and that the applicant will salvage and reuse existing brick and blend it in with the new brick as per staff recommendations, that the proposed gray finish of the replacement windows will match the finish of the surrounding windows at this facade as well as primary facades, and that these changes will not detract from the windows on the primary facade or the significant architectural and historic character of the building and the Metropolitan Museum Historic District.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? This application's been approved.